said it was Kabul was clearly had never been to Kabul. It just shows you how isolated they are, even in their own country.
He's saying Afghanistan doesn't have a donkey. How come the America-Afghanistan come to this point and they get the airplane from here to attack in the United States? They don't have that much power.
It was nice to go from Iraq to then here. It was a lot easier to understand, why you're here and bring yourself. You had that picture. You can always pick up the picture to remind yourself, okay, this is why we're here.
They're saying the Americans saying we're going to help you. They destroy one building and they destroy us how many buildings? And they say we're going to help you. Where is the help?
I do sympathize or understand what some of them were saying is, yeah, your buildings were knocked down, but how many of our buildings have been knocked down?
Amazingly, in a country where for 10 years a war has been fought with 9/11 as its root cause and justification, it turns out not only were the villagers oblivious to 9/11, but so were the Afghan police, and even some of the translators working with the US military.
But you don't know the history of this event?
No, I have no idea about the story of this.
Have you ever seen these pictures before?
No, I didn't.
In fact, after showing the images to dozens of Afghans, I only found one person who clearly recognized them and could connect them to the US's initial reason for coming to Afghanistan, and that was the police district chief in Marja.
So he says that the Taliban, the terrorists, they attacked to the building of New York and they killed most of the people. They destroy this building. So that was the reason American force today came in Afghanistan.
A survey taken in 2010 by the International Council on Security and Development found that 92% of Afghan men in Helmand and other Afghan provinces had no idea what 9/11 was.
That's Adam Pletz.
Stop the political circus and do something to help the economy. Fair rewards from the U.S. president as he unveiled his $447 billion jobs plan to a joint session of Congress. Barack Obama urged the deeply divided lawmakers to quickly pass his proposal.
The deeply divided lawmakers to quickly pass his proposal.
The purpose of the American Jobs Act is simple: to put more people back to work and more money in the pockets of those who are working. It will create more jobs for construction workers, more jobs for teachers, more jobs for veterans, and more jobs for long-term unemployed. It will provide a tax break for companies who hire new workers, and it will cut payroll taxes in half for every working American and every small business.
With unemployment still stuck at over...
Now, we'll be back with more stories. Over to sports now. Until recently, wrestling has been one of those games that gave the Gambian sports an identity. But after a few difficult years, the sport is being given a new facelift. Wrestling authorities are looking to take their revitalization plans to the gymnasiums, where bodybuilding is an important component. Our Babkar Sangor takes a closer look at the new idea and what will be needed to get it up and running.
About how and where the Gambia should be revitalized. In the midst of the argument, fascinating suggestions abound as to what needs to be done to wake this age-old sport from its current slumber. The gist of the argument lies at the very reason that led to the demise of the sport and what steps needs to be taken to revitalize it.
Also saying, Matar, my president, he did very, very good, and he's still trying, because it's not easy to run wrestling, especially when it's fade out in the Gambia. And to bring it back is very, very difficult. And like I always said, we have been overshadowed by Senegal. And right now, anybody you want to contract for wrestling is going to cost you money.
Abdoulaye Bojang has had a distinguished career in wrestling when the sport was enjoying its brightest period in the country. Watching the same sports take a hiatus, Bojang says is a painful reality that has dawned on him and the Gambia Wrestling Association. But for all its troubled past, there are signs wrestling is on the path of an exciting future, a future that will undoubtedly see Bojang and the association as its central characters.
As of now, I'm trying to shoot for all the gyms in the Gambia, from here to Koina. We want to make a big competition of the gym, because if you look at it, the gyms, they are very organized. They have their group, their membership and the like. So now, we have Ablo Promotion, who want to bring up gyms, to wrestling. Because the fitness is there, the body is there, but they do that and then relax. After us, they don't do anything. So what we want to do, we want to talk to all of them, we'll set up, a big meeting where they will come, and then, we'll talk to them, see how to go about the competition, and also, to tell them how to go about wrestling, and also to work with the federation.
The future of these sports, he says, will be to enhance the role of the gymnasium in the development of the wrestler. This is a bold new idea, but how does this vision of modernity complement all age trades in the drive to revitalize wrestling? Bojang again.
Like you rightly say, even those groups, among them, some of them went to Senegal. They can even divide themselves. When you go to armed forces, they have gym there and they have wrestlers, So it's like, it will come like teams, and normally when you go to Senegal, you have like Ekir mean teams. And here, this what we are lacking here. So with the gyms, we know that they are already a setup. So it's only a soft touch there with some wrestlers, and then we have a kill.
For a sport that is no more so much a hobby as a career for many young aspiring practitioners, building a comprehensive strategy to institutionalize this sport will work in tandem with getting the wrestlers in good physical conditions as they aim to tread toe-to-toe with their neighbors from Senegal. This vision will be tested when the Gambia Wrestling Association launches its first move in October, when visits will be made to teams and gymnasiums all over the country. For Grts Sport Days, Babakar Sengon.
You are reminded that you can also follow the day stories and other GRTS programs live on our website at www.grts.gm. There you can also monitor GRTS Radio Live. And before we go, a reminder of our headlines. Local NGO officials and state actors have convened an interface to discuss the power of civil-military partnership in tackling national security threats. Traditional medical practitioners have called for the conservation of medical plants as Africa's heritage at celebrations marking Africa Traditional Medicine Day. Americans are marking the first decade of the deadly twin attacks on the World Trade Center in New York, but thousands of miles away across the ocean, local Afghans are saying they knew little about the reasons their country was invaded by foreign troops. And President Barack Obama has unveiled his $447 billion jobs plan while addressing a joint session of the U.S. Congress, calling on the deeply divided lawmakers to quickly pass the proposals. And that brings us to the end of the news. Have a blessed Friday.
Leadership is a contract. People vote for you because they expect you to stand for them and improve their living conditions. How can I satisfy every Gambian? Left to me alone, if I had the power,